A little bit of a test
to throw for the ball
from Martin Lukeman, and we're going to find out
bullseye
whom he faces in the second round here as two young guns go at it. It is Ricardo Pietreczko of Germany, new member of the tour this year, and the natural Nathan Rafferty, who may only be a recent addition to the full-time ranks of the tour, but has been around for a little while and doing stuff for a few years. 25. Famously beat Peter Wright at the UK Open a few years back. I'm kind of surprised it's taken him this long to get himself on the tour, because this boy has got some serious talent.
Outside.
And much like Pikachu evolves into a greater Pokemon, you can see Nathan Rafferty evolving into a greater dart player before your eyes, because he's already adding the tattoos down his arms. Look at it, they grow up so fast, don't they? Nigel Pearson is alongside me for this one. It is the natural versus Pikachu.
Oh, goodness me, yeah.
Had
enough of that from my kids when it was the real rage.
What, tattoos or Pokemon?
Not the former.
Okay.
That may come later. Pokemon, goodness me.
100.
Well, Ricardo Pietreczko, very much in the Bradley Brooks school
55.
Of his darts weigh more than his arm. There is not an ounce of fat on Ricardo Pietreczko. The new breed of darts player. Game's gone to pot, Nige.
Well, I was just saying to Paul Nicholson, the depth of players now of such a high standard is fantastic. Younger players coming through as well. New names winning Pro Tour events, like we saw last weekend. You know, it's just fantastic.
58.
Yeah, Danny Jansen, I believe he's kicked off today with a win as well, having picked up his first PDC title. I'm just checking the scores for you. Bear with me, caller. We might 90. Still be going, actually.
Off to the video printer.
I am. Bear with us. We'll try and update you. tv.dartconnect.com if you'd like to check it yourself.
100.
Which I realise is me not doing my job, but I'm sure between us we can get the right answer. I can tell you, though, we've lost another top seed. Krzysztof Ratajski and Nathan Aspinall. I'd already told you about those two guys, but Rob Cross has gone. In fact, that was the game you were doing, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. John played really well.
Well, a much-needed win for Hendo.
Yeah, I said that. And also I said he was throwing nice and straight, 85. And then he went into the single 5. So
you can't trust darts players.
No, let me down there.
Ricardo can't take the 157. Rafferty has left himself 73. He'll be hoping for 2 darts at 88.
Danny Jansen beat Eddie Lovely 6-4.
Ah, there we go. Danny Jansen off to a winning start. In fact, that's on board 1, so an exciting second round tie for him against Gerwyn Price, the top seed. Excellent. On the way, as Nathan Rafferty does take out 88 for a 73 checkout and a 1-0 lead. Matt Campbell with another massive average today, 110 36. For the Canadian, a 6-0 whitewash of Matt Edgar, stepping up from the Challenge Tour. I'm not sure how much content he'll get out of that on his YouTube channel.
40.
Entertaining stuff.
Nice clickbait headline. What's it like to watch a man average 110 against you? Pretty quick is the answer. Probably took about 109 minutes. Speaking of quick, Ryan Searle has come through his opener, but it went the whole 11 legs. Looks an absolute cracker. Mario van der Mahada, who bizarrely has elected not to play in the WDF World Championship, because I tell you what, he would have been a force in that tournament. Averaged 100, still lost 6-5 to Ryan Searle, who is now on an 8-game winning streak, having won the title on Sunday last weekend.
Excellent stuff from Ryan. Here,
100.
Nice steady ton for Nathan Rafferty, 1-0 up here. Very deliberate with his throw.
140.
A 140, a ton and a 140 for Pietreczko. His last 3 visits here gets him down to 85.
Game shot.
Nice. Levels it 1 leg apiece. Well, that was a really good leg of darts from Pietreczko. Really played well with big scores and a good tidy finish in the end as well.
43.
1 apiece. First round, 1st to 6. Here on streaming board number 2.
46.
Pietreczko, one of a number of Germans in action today. Florian Hempel just getting his game underway against Ross the Boss Montgomery. We haven't seen any of the Germans complete their first round games. We're still waiting for the rest of them, but it'll be worth keeping an eye on the German number 1, Gabriel Clemens, who over the last couple of weeks is threatening to come into some form. And one of the 4 men in the world of darts right now is Martin Schindler.
19.
Every time you look at his results, every time you watch him play, he seems to be either up towards the 100 mark in his average or sometimes way, way beyond it.
Yeah, he's playing better than I've ever seen him, Schindler. Good player. Hempel's 2-0 up on Ross.
11.
And Nathan Rafferty in a great position here in this leg to kick on.
100.
Max Hopp, the former German number 1, will be up against Keen Barry. That's on the number 1 board, where Danny Janssen has already come through and will take on Gerwyn Price in the second round. Rafferty, that's okay for him, because he can stack it on top to leave tops. Lovely stuff. 15 dart reply after Pietreczko's 15 darter. All 3 legs going with throw at the moment.
Yes, and Rafferty's up at 90 now with his average. This is nice.
180.
Fills it up. Pietreczko with a 180 and perfect timing
85.
at the start of the leg. They're just matching each other here, toe to toe. And he follows it up here with a bit of a slack
60.
visit, only 60. So inconsistency the order of the day here for Pietreczko in this leg.
100.
Just a little look through the draw. Martin Schindler's over on board 10, which is Johnny Clayton's board. He'll have to get through Jermaine Watermaner and either Jason Heaver or Andy Bolton. But there could be a showdown with a Ferret in the board final on that one. Gabriel Clemens is on the same board as Florian Hempel, who's gone 3-0 up on Ross Montgomery. So there could be a significant German presence in the later stages of this tournament. We'll keep you updated with the developments as they progress. As Pietreczko,
100.
he'll be happy enough with that, leaves himself on a 2-darter, but Rafferty will fancy his chances of leaving something very handy.
100.
So, Pietreczko for 64 here. Started the leg with the 180.
48 scored, yeah.
He's hit the treble. And there's the target.
56.
Well, wasn't to be. Rafferty now. Tops and tops he gets, and that is a break of throw, and suddenly finds himself halfway to the 6 legs needed to progress. That could be a really, really significant break of throw from Nathan Rafferty at this stage of the game. First to 6, remember.
59.
And an average up to 93 now as well for Rafferty. Can he fill it up for a second time?
140.
Just that one break of throw at that stage of the game as well, Dan. It can be so
95.
significant, particularly if you can hold here.
Well, we saw Martin Lukeman miss the chance to go 3-1 up on Damon Heta in the opening match on this streaming board and ultimately go out 6-4.
45.
But take your chances, and it just heaps pressure on your opponent. And it becomes a little bit harder for them to
36.
hit the doubles when it matters. Certainly we've seen a couple of whitewashers already today. I mean, how you deal with somebody like Luke Humphreys going absolutely berserk and averaging 115 odd against you, the highest average we've seen on the Players' Championship Series so far this year. But I'm pretty sure that Tony Martinez, 3 or 4 legs into
100.
that game, is just kind of resigned to his fate. It's like, if he's going to carry on playing like this, I can't win.
Unplayable. Sometimes that happens.
100.
Sure, Matt Edgar was thinking the same when Matt Campbell was averaging 110 against him. Danny Baggish has just gone on social media to say it was a privilege to watch Dirk van Duijvenbode smash him off the board.
39.
I couldn't say that if I'd been beaten.
Sore loser, Nige?
I'd be hurting too much. I've been a right grump. You know what I'm like when I'm in a bad mood.
I do. Should support a better football team, it happened less.
Let's not go there.
Now, can he find the bullseye from here, Pietreczko? He's covered a lot of that. Yeah,
36.
I mean, it was a tough ask, to be honest. Rafferty, much easier. And made it look it as well.
Yep, 4-1 he leads now, so that was important after breaking throw. He's held. And Florian Hempel is 4-1 up on Ross Montgomery. And there's
100.
a good game between Devon Peterson and Raymond van Barneveld. 4-3 Devon leads. Dev was 4-2 up, I believe, in that one. This is nice from Rafferty.
40.
Really good darts. If he can break here, if he can break Ricardo, then you do feel he'll get the job done pretty quickly. But here comes Pietreczko. What about that?
180.
What about that? A ton followed by a 180. Great leg from Pietreczko so far.
100.
Oh, hello.
Go on then.
141.
Well, it'll do. Treble 7, he was looking for the 19s, but it leaves himself on a finish where he doesn't need a treble. He can work his way up. And he's going to have to work his way up into that double top because Rafferty will fancy his chances at the 1-2-1. Oh, double 10 will do that. 11 darter. Good guide, it looks like. Can't use it.
Well, he'll be disappointed with that, but Rafferty so far, 2 140s and a ton in this leg. He'll be disappointed.
97.
He'll be disappointed he couldn't set that up. Now a big moment for Pietreczko. This has got to go.
Game shot.
Nicely done. Nicely done. Kept his cool really well there.
Buys, of course, through round 1 today for Gerwin Price and Michael van Gerwen, who are at the top of the seedings. But José de Souza, who's also among the very top seeds, has come through 6-2 against John Michael. Peter Wright, the number 3 seed, has only just scraped through against Jim Williams, a man who's won his first senior title this year in this series of events. Took a last leg decider. Wright only averaging, well, not quite 95.
100.
Vulnerable from Snakebite, who, of course, was almost unplayable for 5.5 hours, and in fact a third of the way through the final
60.
last Saturday, and then collapsed like a substandard souffle against Michael van Gerwen.
57.
Yeah, 6'5" Peter Wright. Jim Williams averaged nearly 98. He was on fire that day. He won the Pro Tour here. Fantastic performance.
58. $100.
Oh, there's just not quite enough pressure from Pietreczko on the Rafferty throw. I know he got a dart at the bullseye to break him in the fifth leg, but they're the only chances that he's had to break Rafferty
99.
in this game, and he's going to have to do it a couple of times if he's to win. His 6 darts from him, he might do it in 3. Well, not quite. But down for the 16s or the 8s.
88.
Looked at the 8s, but he'll be back. 16 for tops for a 5-2 lead, and not really looking troubled.
$59.
Now, Rafferty then for 5-2 to go within 1 of winning the match. Tops he needs. Now, double 10.
36.
Well, he's fortunate that Pietreczko's not on a better finish here.
He's had problems on the bullseye already today. But it's treble 20 for tops now. And it's not going to go.
65.
Set-up shot wasn't good enough. left him a small chance of the outshot. And Rafferty's allowed back to the board for 5-2. And Ricardo Pietreczko, it does not look like the German has got it in him right now to win 4 legs on the spin against a pretty solid Nathan Rafferty.
Yeah, Rafferty's averaging 93. He's playing solid darts here, and even if Pietreczko raised his game, it's hard to see Rafferty slipping below his current standard to allow Pietreczko back into this match. 5-2, great position for Rafferty. And now Pietreczko really needs to find a big score from somewhere.
125.
That'll do. Great recovery after the first start, that. Superb, very impressive.
140.
Just keeps the pressure on, Rafferty, with that. 10 and a ton 40. Can't afford any slip up here, Pietreczko. Or it will be curtains. That's a slack first start. Really snatchy first start, but what about that for recovery? He's hit a ton, he's hit a 140, he's hit a 125. Good leg of darts from Nathan Rafferty. Could he wrap it up here?
Yeah, he's only had one poor dart in this leg, Nathan Rafferty, and most of the other ones have been perfect.
100.
1-3-2 left for Ricardo, but it's probably 6 darts from here. So if he can leave himself on tops with a treble 19, which he can't quite manage, he'll be a little frustrated at that, Nathan, but he'll still fancy he'll get a match dart. Not a chance he can hit that ball. Well, we'll never know, but we've already seen him have a go. And I think it's almost a smile of relief that he doesn't have to go for it, to be honest. He leaves himself on tops, but Rafferty will get a match dart at the same target. Double top for the Northern Irishman.
Oh dear.
And I don't know if it flicked a flight, but it wasn't very close, was it?
No. Absolutely. Pietreczko now to stay in the match. Unexpectedly.
Game shot.
No problem. Nails it. Perfect. But Rafferty has the throw.
Well, that's how you respond. Oh, the amount of times you see a player miss darts for a break, or particularly miss darts for a match, and they're too busy beating themselves up about it that they start the next leg when they've got the darts poorly, and they can end up being broken themselves. It's almost like a 2-leg swing. But Rafferty, with a ton 40 and only a 47 for Pietreczko, he is laughing all the way to the finishing line, because 1 treble per visit from here should be enough for Rafferty to get another match dart or more.
Yes, should be.
76.
Only 76 for Ricardo, so poor opening really with a 47 and a 76, and there's the 1 treble really that Nathan needs.
125.
Why not make it 2 then? It's looking like curtains for Pietreczko from here.
58.
Well, he's 175 points clear. Oh, not quite. He was looking at treble 15 that would have left tops. But 6 off leaves 79. Oh, yeah.
120.
Well, you know what? He can afford to do that. Oh, yeah, hang on. He should have gone 13. Yeah, it's 13s. That'd be the way, wouldn't it? He thought he was on 69, didn't he? So he's gone treble 15 to leave double 12. But it doesn't matter. He can do anything he likes. Pietreczko way, way back. So is he going to go 10? 10 or a 6?
Game shot.
Straight at it.
Why not?
He loves double 17. Everybody loves double 17, and that is the only game today you will see won on double 17. Nathan Rafferty wins it by 6 legs to 3. Ricardo Pietreczko once again not putting enough pressure on the throw of the Northern Irishman, which allows him to do anything he wants. And look, if you're hitting 67% of your doubles, you may as well leave double 17. 95 average, solid stuff for Nathan Rafferty, and he sets up a second round tie with Damon Heta.